How did I manage to turn a 1,800 into a profitable business, into something that you can call a business? How did I turn such a small amount into a business that can cater for almost every class of the person? Like if someone is rich, they can still park their vehicles here. They still park them. They still come to me. I remember one time when my young brother sat in the shop and he was so amazed that the first time there was a very expensive vehicle that parked out my shop and somebody walked out and they came to buy. And then my young brother came over land and said, "Ah, bro, look at this, look at this. We, we saw a very expensive vehicle parked here and they came to buy." Okay. Now that's a young brother seeing something for the first time, but me, I'd already seen it in the vision, and now it came to pass. Okay. So as a man or whoever you are, we first see something into a vision before it comes to pass. Now, I want to show you guys step by step the things that I did, how I turned this business, how I turned a 1,800 into a business that everyone can actually learn to. We have so many businesses right in the place where I am. But let me tell you what, amongst the top, I don't know if how many they are, but those that they are counting on the top there, my business is not remaining. It's also right there because of its changeability. I don't know if there's that English, because of the noise that it has made. Someone is able to recognize. Okay, I get so happy to be recommended by the people who are doing better than me. One time I received a customer came over here said, "Okay, I've been sent from this person. Said go check this and this from that person." You see, I was recommended by someone who's very high. You see, but how does someone build such a reputation from just a 1,800? This is what I'm here to talk about. Okay. Now, why the 1,800? The reason why it was a 1,800 is because it's all I had. Tell you what, if I had a 10,000, I could have started with that. If I had a 20,000, I could have started with that. If I had a 500, trust me, if it was a 500, trust me, I was going to start with a 500. If it was a 5,000, I was going to start with it. So why did I choose it? It's because that was all I had. So I never had too much money or less than that money. So that was all I was left with. If you follow my videos, I explained where that 1,800 came from. It came from the stuffs. There are some things I bought on the internet, and then when they came over, I sold them. I made some good amount of money, which was coming up to 4,000 to 5,000. So then I took a little amount of money, that, like half of it, I made into a simple boat. Do you know, I see a boat I'm talking about? It was this size. Let me show you the size. Like those boats you're seeing there. I see. Yeah, it was in that size. It was like that size of a boat. Okay. So just that it was different because I'd made in a lot of ceiling boards there. Let me put nicely. Okay. I'd made in a lot of sitting boards there. I'd put in a little good displays and all that stuff. That is why it was just a little bit of different. Okay, so that is where the money came from. So I went for my orders, and one might ask you, say, Sika, what did you buy in your first money? Well, there are things that I bought that I still buy even up to today. The first one, screen protectors. Okay, so I bought screen protectors. I also bought full covers. Yeah, I bought a few of them. I thought those that were the cheapest. I remember these ones that are here. They were going at around 30 kwacha each, if not 30 and 25. Because the time I was starting, we are starting when there was a lot of inflation, just like it is now. So it was these were going at a very higher price. Okay, so there were those that were very simple. I don't know if I have any in here. Yeah, this one. We used to call it autofocus. This one. Okay, so this one was going at 10 kwacha. It still goes at 10 kwacha. This one, autofocus. Okay, now these ones are even fading away. I no longer find them like they used to be found. Okay, so these I bought them. Then I also bought simple headsets. I bought small memory cards. I also bought cables. What else did I buy? Phone chargers were there also. Those are the few stuff that I really bought in my 1,800. And when I came over to display them, it was something else. It was actually something else when I came over to display them. So I it was small simple things that I had in my shop. All right, now, so one might ask, where was I selling? Okay, so there was a location that is called Ngwenye. Sometimes highly great, but sometimes I tell myself, no, it's not need to get, they just need to rain. Okay, so there was a place called Ngwenye where I first made my booth. I put it there, and then I started selling from there. So it wasn't online, it was just physical. That's where I started from, guys. Okay, so then I was we were trying our best. By that time, it took us time to make us even just simple sales. Okay, it was actually really difficult, guys. All right, so because I learned to say that was a worst place I'd ever chosen. It wasn't good for me. Okay, otherwise it was good for other people. I don't know the position and all that, but for myself, it wasn't really good at all. Now, there was a turning point. Okay, there was a turning point, guys. Okay, and the turning point is this: the moment I decided to say, let me shift from my uh, let me shift from my position where I was, and then let me come over where I am. That was my turning point. Okay, the key decision that I made by that time was changing the place where I was. Of course, I was really afraid, and some of the things that were really making me scared is one, I might go to a waste place. Second, I might go to a place that is more expensive than I have, and they might chase me. Those were my fears. And when I came over this side, thankful to the man that I found, Mr. John Mark. He was like, "Oh, this place, I think it is empty. You can come over." And then it gave me at a very cheap, affordable price to pay. Okay, so then I was like, "Okay, that's cool." Then I paid for about 2 3 months. Yeah. So then I came over because that was my boat. So I was just paying for land. So when I came over this side, that was the wisest decision that I had ever made because I now placed myself where there was traffic. Okay, so it was really cool when I came over because I could now see the turning point. Okay, so when I saw to say, okay, this place now has higher traffic, there are things that I really started doing. The first thing that I did was marketing. On marketing, guys, the first thing I did, I bought a speaker. I placed it where I was working, and it started speaking. It spoke. Okay, so those of you that have followed my videos, I've posted such a speaker. So it was really advertising, talking about the things that I had and all that stuff. So that's where the advert could actually call people. Okay, so my advert could also encourage the people to come and ask. So some people could just come, oh no, we have heard from your advert, say you can ask, no problem. I said no problem. Some asked, and in the end they end up buying. Okay, so those are the things that I started doing. Then also I stuck to I stuck to Facebook because Facebook also has a lot of friends of mine. So I was actually doing the adverts on Facebook, showing people what I'm dealing with, and then also I could go to offices. This is how you turn a 180 into a business. I would also go to offices. I remember one time I visited one in the Deb's office to show them of the stuff that I was selling. And guys, the things that I was scanning, I didn't know they had taken time. Then the ants were entering inside. So when I was told to open, then those ants could just drop, and they dropped on someone's hands. Ish. It was terrible, guys. It was terrible, I'm telling you. And someone was like, this is how you keep your things. And you are just giving your first impression in a very long way, guys. Okay? So that was it. And until people started discovering me when I'm passing out, like, oh, the entrepreneur, whatever it is. And they started recognizing me, and they started buying from me. And this is what I say. It is not that people don't want to support you. Sometimes they just don't know what you're doing. It is very much important to clarify, to say, this is what I'm doing. And people come to support what you are doing. That was it, guys. So one of the products that really amazed me, made me good money, made me progress was phone covers. That is number one. Number one. I don't know what it can be in your place, but phone covers really made me good money because I could buy them at 10 kwacha, 15 kwacha, then I sell them at 50 kwacha, which was a very good amount of money. And guess what? They are, even today, they move out. So I mean, there could not be days that I go without selling covers. Maybe, but there are days when I go without selling covers. So I could sell covers almost on the daily basis, and they could give me profits. Imagine when I buy maybe for 10 kwacha, when I just sell two, then I'm going to buy 10 of them. See, that was how good it was. Okay, so I started because the business now started working out. It turned around. Then I could, uh, I saw to say, this thing can now work, right? I It could work. It's not just now the fact of just sitting there trying if things can work, but now it actually showed me to say, there's a business and it can actually work. So then I started reinvesting. Like every bit of it, I invested. It was at this point that I left teaching because I was teaching by that time. Then I was like, okay, fine, I'm leaving it. I quit. Then I came over and I continued with it because I saw to say, this thing is no longer now just trying. This thing is now a business, and that's how whatever that I got it back into the business. Whatever I bought, and thankfully, I have my mother there, where my suppliers are closer to my suppliers. So whatever I saw, be it a 200 kwacha, I send over. Be it, you are having a 1.8 as your capital, so you don't expect yourself to have a 1,000 as sales. No, that is almost half the shop. So I could maybe just have a 150. I could have a 200. I could have but now imagine why you're having a 200 on a daily basis, and from a 200, maybe your capital is just about maybe 30 kwacha. The 150 is profit. So then you put together your invest almost on a daily basis. So if a 200 every week, I could then make orders 7 days in a week. And in those 7 days, what I could do was when someone comes, they want something, I don't have it, I got the money, I load their numbers, and then I ordered it. It came the following day, just like that, just like that. And people actually started appreciating my business. And that's how come we created it into a business that is today. Okay, you might ask now, what is the current state of my business right now? Wow, I cannot tell you how much is in here. That's something I can't do. Yeah, but one thing I can tell you is I don't know if it's 50 times 1.8. I don't know if it's 100 times 1.8. I don't, but I can tell you to say I'm far, 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 far much better from the 1,800. It has now been established as a business. This very business I've done into a lot of stuffs. If not, this is one of the problems I've done with this business. I'll make a video about it. One of the problem I did was I could separate money into different businesses, and this actually affected me somehow. But if it's not the case like that, I could have been, I don't know. Okay, right now, as I'm seated right now, there's a shop next to me. That shop there, it has, slippers. Maybe you've seen it before. It has slippers, clothes, and all that stuff. A lot of stuff's also that side. It is also a shop that came from this very shop. Okay, so behind me there's also a simple restaurant, as I call my kitchen. It also came from this very shop. And in here also, we have so many phones that we have, that this business has, a lot of phones. And also we have a lot of stock. And right now, as I'm talking to you, we already have a budget in our notepad here. We're about to expand because the shop is actually small and it cannot accommodate more stock. Okay, so we are planning on expanding it, making it more bigger and all that stuff. So that is the current state. However, I cannot only say that without telling you the challenges that I faced. Number one was theft. People really stole from me, guys. I tell you, okay, there was a time when they stole and I counted the amount of money that I lost through stock. It was 23,000. I was like, my God, how am I going to recover from this? But when they steal, they have not stolen you. So you just, that's the beauty of starting small. Because when they steal from you, you just more or less like get back to how you started. So I was just like, I was taken back to how I started. Then I just started doing the same habits I was doing. And it's again came back into its feet. That's one of the biggest challenges that I can talk about. Otherwise, dealing with this business, this is what I just actually went through. So, if at all you are a person that really wants to get started with this business, please don't think of 10,000, don't think of 100,000. Think about what you have right now, and that's what can help you. Well, if you need to send a message to +260 979 510170. That is my WhatsApp line. See you there.